You know what really gets me? Someone walks into my office and says, I've been to three doctors already. They all say it's just stress, that it's all in my head. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, but what if it's not just stress? What if your body is trying to tell you something truly important and we've been missing the conversation? It's okay and understandable to feel overwhelmed when your body isn't cooperating. Here's the thing most people don't realize. When you're feeling off, like anxious, unmotivated, with that heavy sadness that won't lift, those aren't just random symptoms showing up to ruin your day. They're your system's way of saying, hey, something needs attention here. These feelings are valid, and acknowledging them is the first step. So, allow yourself to feel them. It's a sign of strength and self awareness. But instead of really exploring these signals and finding their source, usually we've been told to wait. Wait until we're burned out. Wait until we can't function. Wait until crisis mode kicks in. I'm Dr. Gretchen Guevara, and in this season of the Mental Path podcast, we're reimagining well-being. We're talking prevention. We're building the skills to catch these patterns early, understand what your body and mind are actually telling you, and respond before you hit that wall. You shouldn't have to choose between crushing it in your career and your home life or taking care of your mental health. You can do both. You just need a different approach. If you've been following me or meeting me for the first time, thank you for being here. I'm a psychiatrist and therapist, and I want to help you think and feel better. I blend medical science, psychology, and personal development strategies to build mental health tools that are simple and something you can actually use in real life. You can do so many things to build resilience and improve your mental health, and I'm here to help you do that. So let's imagine I'm in my clinic. Someone sits across from me and says, I just don't feel like myself lately. Maybe I'm constantly on edge, or I can't get out of bed, or my mind is racing so fast I can't keep up with my own thoughts. Now, as your doctor, I could stop right there, pull out my prescription pad and call it a day. But that's not how I work, and frankly, that's not how lasting change happens. My job as a psychiatrist isn't just to diagnose, it's to investigate, to gather all the pieces of your story and see the connections that both you and other providers might be missing. So I'm exploring what happened right before this started. How's your sleep been? When did you last feel genuinely excited about something? And what's your relationship with your body right now? Because that constant worry isn't just anxiety, that heavy emptiness isn't just depression, that racing mind isn't just mania or stress. These are clues pointing to something bigger. Maybe a life transition you haven't processed, maybe your nervous system running on fumes, maybe a mismatch between who you are and how you're living. It's a complex picture. I want the whole picture, not just the symptoms. Here's how I think about it and how I want you to start thinking about it too. Every time you're struggling, there are three conversations happening at once. What's going on in your body, what's happening in your mind, and what's your environment doing to you. Let's look at your body first. Is your nervous system stuck in fight or flight? Are you actually eating enough to fuel your brain? Is there inflammation messing with your mood? Are you moving your body or just sitting in stress all day? I can't tell you how many times someone's been told their physical symptoms are just stress or just in their head. The gut issues, the headaches, the fatigue, the heart palpitations. But here's what I know as a psychiatrist. Your body and mind aren't separate entities. They're completely integrated. Your emotions live in your body. Your thoughts change your biochemistry. So, when someone says their doctor dismissed their physical symptoms, I pay attention to those symptoms. Sometimes the root cause is medical, not psychiatric. Maybe it's a thyroid condition that's driving the anxiety. Maybe it's sleep apnea that's causing the depression. Maybe it's a nutrient deficiency or an autoimmune condition that's affecting brain function. Sometimes it's both medical and psychological working together. Either way, we don't ignore what your body is telling you, even when other providers have. Then, your mind. What story are you telling yourself about your life right now? Are you running on perfectionism and calling it motivation? Are you using the same coping strategies you learned when you were 12? I'm listening for the beliefs you hold about yourself that you don't even realize you have, the emotional vocabulary you're using or not using, the way you talk about your own needs, your own worth. And finally, your environment. This is the piece that most people completely miss. You could be doing everything right individually, but if your schedule is insane, your relationships are draining, or your work culture is toxic, of course you're struggling. Your life context isn't just background noise. It's actively shaping your mental health every single day. But I don't just look at what's happening now. I'm also curious about time. What shifted recently? What's been building for months that you haven't named? And what patterns got established way back that are still running your life today? Because often, how you're feeling right now connects to something much older. Maybe it's how your family handled stress. Maybe it's what you learned about your own worth during a difficult period in your life. Maybe it's an old survival strategy that's not useful or relevant anymore. When we connect those dots, not to blame the past, but to understand it, that's when real change becomes possible. Here's something else I'm doing most people don't realize. I'm paying attention to what you're not saying. The way you rush to reassure me you're fine when you're clearly not, how your shoulders tense when you talk about work, or the smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes when you mention your relationship. Those subtle cues, they tell me where to lean in, where the real conversation needs to go. And often, the thing you think is the problem, the surface level concern, isn't actually what needs attention. It's what's underneath that surface that we need to explore. Sometimes what looks like anxiety is actually an undiagnosed medical condition that other providers have missed. Sometimes what appears to be depression is your body's response to chronic inflammation or hormonal changes that haven't been properly investigated. Here's something else that I think we need to talk about more. Mental health work isn't just about fixing what's wrong. When I'm listening to your story, I'm also listening for what's working. What motivates you when you're in your element? What do you care about so deeply it gives you so much energy? Where have you shown up for yourself before, even in small ways? Because that's where we build from, not from your pathology, but from your capacity, your agency, from your existing strengths and the values that actually matter to you. Prevention isn't about avoiding all difficulty. It's about building the skills to navigate difficulty without losing yourself in the process. You don't need a medical degree to start approaching your own mental health this way. Next time something feels off, try this. Instead of pushing through or waiting for it to pass, get curious. Ask yourself, what's my body telling me right now? Am I tired, tense, sweating, or empty? What thoughts keep looping in my head? And what's going on in my life that might be contributing to this? Then, go a layer deeper. Has something shifted recently that I haven't fully processed? Does this feeling connect to an older pattern I recognize? And here's a key question. Could there be something physical going on that I should get checked out? This is how we catch things early, before the breakdown, before the crisis, by paying attention to the whole story your system is telling you, including when that story might be pointing to a medical cause that needs attention. This season, we're getting practical about all of this. We're diving into easy relaxation strategies you can actually use, emotional skills that work in real life, how to set boundaries that stick, and how to build daily rhythms that support your mental health instead of depleting it. We're done waiting for the crash. We're building the mental strength to stay ahead of it. And later this season, I'll be opening up a private community where we can dive even deeper into this prevention-focused approach, because this work is better when we're not doing it alone. Look, if you've ever felt like something was wrong but couldn't put your finger on it, if you've been told your very real symptoms were just stress, or if you're tired and running on fumes and ready to build something sustainable, you're exactly where you need to be. Here, with me, learning together. We're going to learn skills, we're going to change how you think about mental health, and we're going to build a path that actually works for your life. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you for more mental health tips next week.